You thought you could stop me, but you can't. I'm always one step ahead.
Federal jury to hear testimony on Diddy accusers. I'm gonna only play the audio, so not gonna show the video so we don't get flagged. It's all fair use. This is what they had to say about the video we talked about last week.
Flashback.
Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
What do you make of the idea that they're bringing in people
Fair
who
use.
say he sexually assaulted me, he abused me to a grand jury in terms of what that can mean for an indictment?
By the way, this is from CNN. They're talking to Mark Geragos, a former lawyer from Diddy. He's also was Chris Brown's lawyer and Michael Jackson's lawyer. He's gonna chime into that situation right now.
Well, look, this is no surprise. I'm very cynical about what's happened here. I'm cynical that all of a sudden there was this kind of shock and awe search warrant raid, which literally was out of nowhere. Then I'm very cynical that somehow a surveillance tape in a hotel that had never come to pass for 8 years gets released sometime after that raid. Then I'm very cynical. And by the way, I know the other author of that article in the Rolling Stone, Nancy Dillon. I've known her for many years in her previous incarnations. But you then see that there is this story that comes out. And by the way, in between, there were several more leaks to CNN. The cynic in me says, why? And what is the one connected fiber of all of this?
What do you think is the one connected fiber through all of this?
I think it's not gonna say Diddy. Right? It's not his fault. It's another person's fault or comment.
With all these leaks, that's what it means. So
Yeah.
let's listen to what he says.
Is Homeland Security. Why would Homeland Security be leaking all of this stuff? Because either their witnesses are not telling them what they want to hear, call me a cynic, or they want to make sure that they destroy any chance of Diddy getting a fair trial, make sure that they make him a persona non grata so that he doesn't have a constituency or a demographic that would push back. So I readily admit I'm a defense lawyer, and that's the way I think. I readily admit that I've represented Sean for many years, but I will tell you this, Sean's organization is hardly a RICO organization. I have dealt with them on and off for over a decade. It is a multi-billion-dollar operation that is run with some people who are very talented, who have wonderful backgrounds, and are hardly running a RICO operation.
Well,
That's it.
if you're saying they're alleging a RICO organization, if I was him, I would have never said I've dealt with them for years.
Oh, he needs to tell. He has to be truthful, right? Otherwise, people will try to say, "He didn't tell. He's taking money from Diddy." Well,
As a
one
lawyer.
thing we said in the previous show, right? That it's probably the Alphabet Boys, whether it's the FBI or Homeland Security.
Doesn't matter.
They released it to soften the situation for a plea deal or whatever it's coming up. So we were close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
Who cares? Who cares?
We do not care.
Hey, man. Hey, let's. So right now, according to CNN, a federal grand jury may soon hear a testimony from Diddy accusers. The federal investigators are prepping preparing to bring accusers of Diddy before a federal grand jury, signaling a potential indictment. So it's coming up. They're building it. They're building it slowly but surely, as they always do. That's why they have such a high conviction rate. It's gonna be tough. I think they'll try to catch him on trafficking, because he was bringing people from the trafficking. If you break down trafficking,
It's broad.
people who are getting flown out, that's also trafficking.
Yeah.
If you're flying out a chick to give her a tour in your city, and you happen to land in a bathroom, that could it could be trafficking. It's a hard case. Hey man, it's gonna be crazy for him. They will not. So these uppercuts he was giving Cassie, he won't get indicted for that. He's gonna get it trafficking, or they'll try to go through his. They'll try to do him like they did Trump. They're gonna run through his taxes, find one line, and then run the charges up.
Yeah.
If you look at Trump's charges, it's crazy.
Bruh.
I don't know if you saw the video of Corey Holcomb, a great comedian. They were talking about this case, right? And they said the following: the 5150 show, very entertaining show as usual, with them discussing different situations, and this was one of them.
Puff, I do.
What do you mean?
Go ahead. I know
Hey,
you-
man,
see, you wasn't here, so I
Cassie-
want him to hear this. shit.
Cassie ain't the bitch y'all think she is. I always say this, man. Domestic violence is not always abuse, because some bitches like to fight. Cassie
God.
is the same woman that would go to Puff Daddy's house while Kim Porter was alive and watch Puffy beat on Kim, cuss Kim out, abuse Kim, and laugh at Kim. Kim's friends have came out and it's documented that they say Cassie used to be torturing Kim with Puff. She is not this victim broad that everybody is making her out to be. This is a treacherous bitch. Anytime a woman that is that beautiful is dating a nigga that is that regular looking, she's hustling her pussy. This is a woman that hustles vagina, and we treating her like she a Claire Huxtable or a respectable.
That's a crazy statement. But it goes like for 4 minutes, but I cut it out at 1 minute, so you get an idea with what they were talking about. And people basically tried to, they went after Crack and after Corey, because they talked about, we basically also talked about this in the past, where you have to always be very careful how you angle all these cases, because sometimes people slap you and then you slap back, and that's your fault.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. The thing is, when you touch someone, you lose already. You know, whether who, and if you touch someone as a man, if you touch a woman as a man, you lose immediately. So understand what the guy is saying. There is some truth to it, because some women do like drama. I mean, and I'm not. It's not me that's saying that. There are a lot of podcasts where women talk amongst each other, and they'll just tell you how they left the guy because he was too
nice,
not toxic. Let me put it like that, not toxic. And then after, when they got older, when they reached like 34 or something, that's when they let it go. That's when they when they Vivica Foxed.
Okay. I'll let it go.
When they Vivica Foxed, that's when they really realized that, the guy was a good guy, and was actually good. But hey, in that moment, I always say people go through
I can't let it go.
Okay, go ahead.
That happened to Ryan Leslie. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that happened to Ryan Leslie, but Ryan Leslie isn't married to her or in a relationship with her, so I would say it's still happening. So I like the guy, but
I like him as well, but you see how it happened.
But you know what, KaiR? and it goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes
If
both
a
ways.
woman,
That I
if
totally
a
agree with you.
woman, if a woman is toxic, you just need to stay away from her.
Yep.
And if a man is toxic, you just need to stay away from him. What is the case oftentimes is that both people are, let's use the word toxic, and they're together. But that's not an excuse in the eyes of the law, because when you go to court, and as a lawyer, I can tell you that even though I've stopped doing criminal law because of BS like this, but if you go to court, the judge will say, hey, but if, I mean, you might have poked the other person, or did something worse, but the fact that the person is cuckoo is not a legitimate reason, because you always had the freedom to leave and you chose not to. Of course, it's easier said than done in situations like that, but it doesn't, even though Cassie, let's assume that Cassie indeed isn't the woman that people are making her out to be. Maybe she was toxic. That doesn't make it right.
Come on, man.
But Corey had this to say, well, because he clapped back. Fair use, by the way.
Hey, they've been on my head this week about what I said last week.
About what? Because I'll be watching these motherfuckers make these goofy ass posts about we took up
Yeah,
for Diddy.
We did not take up for Diddy.
But them motherfuckers, that's how they get people to click on their garbage ass shit.
I appreciate it though. Got me buzzed. I got a bunch of inbox. A few niggas inboxed me. Clown, called me a clown ass nigga. I appreciate
Hey
it.
man, mother, fuck that bitch. You ain't got the balls to say that. Your woman run you, nigga. You gotta imp the garbage getting out the bed at night. You ain't got the balls to say, bitch, put it on the porch till I get to it. All you cake ass motherfuckers, man. The bitch ain't shit. Want me to tell you why the bitch ain't shit? Cause she fuck with ain't shit niggas.
Bruh, chill.
Sounds like someone on this show. Talking points. These people are stealing our talking points.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. If the bitch is watching the other bitch get beat up, what the fuck the other bitch is dead. Huh? The other bitch is dead. So what was inaccurate that was said? Motherfuckers do that shit. It's called clickbait. That's why they say we took up for Diddy. I never take up for no motherfucker motherfucker. I'm not talking about just beating up bitches. That's the average coward. I'm talking about that motherfucker robbed a lot of people.
Artist, yes. Artist.
100%. 100%.
Fuck, I'm gonna take up for the nigga for. It's just y'all motherfuckers ain't got the balls to get at a bitch. It be people on here who act like they give political type of feedback on stuff, but they ain't got the balls to talk about the shit I talked about on this motherfucker, because I know how to talk.
Well, if you go back, what's interesting is Corey.
I don't want to get involved in that.
Corey was one of the first ones actually
over there in the sand, the war that's going on.
Talking about.
Say that again, D.
I said you were the first person, if the only person that was actually speaking truth, what he felt about Diddy.
Long time ago.
Years ago.
Yeah, for
years ago.
We all know dudes send hits at motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying?
They look up our
what the fuck? I'm just the podcaster. You know what I'm saying?
Sending hits. RJ.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying too. We've talked about this in the past here on this channel. People have this binary way of thinking. So you're either for Diddy or against Diddy, and if you're for Diddy, then you're against Cassie. Then if you're for Cassie, then you're against Diddy. And the reality isn't like that. So you can look at the world is more complex than that. And I understand what they're saying. I don't think their point was indeed that Diddy wasn't a bad guy, but what they're saying is that Cassie isn't that much better either. Sometimes KaiR is just better to just don't. I mean, that I know, not better. I think that's why some people choose not to express their opinion, because they know that other people don't have the mental capacity and intelligence to understand what you're saying, and we'll basically conclude something like they're concluding now.
That's RJ saying in a nice way, you people are stupid. Stupid. Not you, the listeners, but the people that can understand it. You're stupid and bums. I'll translate it in your language so you understand. Thank you, RJ, for the great opinion. I'll be the translator from now on.
I got you, homie.
Diddy has been getting some backlash and people claiming he's part of the
Freakuminati.
Alphabet Boys, but not those Alphabet Boys, the other ones.
Well, both.
Well, both, yes.
Combination.
But we're talking about the ones with a badge.
Yeah.
Well, the in what's the anyway.
Like Shannon Sharp said when he was still working with Skip Bayless. Capital B, capital O, capital F, both. Guys, I think it's a crazy. I mean, it's not like the highlight as it was in the past with Cassie, but things are just piling up more and more. And we've seen this before, KR. It starts slowly but surely. It's like an anaconda, like a snake. It wraps itself around you, and it might seem like, hey, it's just one limb, and you can still walk and dance and say, take that. And then before you know it, you can breathe.
Okay, breathe.
Not because there's a knee on your. Any case, guys, before we proceed with this story, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate the show by pressing the like button. Don't forget. Follow us on our socials as well.
Yes, talking about Diddy. His former adversaries, Suge Knight, claims Diddy has been a FBI informant. Let's listen to the audio and then we take a look real quick. Fair use, by the way. Can you hear it?
Everybody's talking about Puffy. For the most part of it is this. At least he had a good one. He had a great one. There's a lot of things that people been knowing. Every person gets judged differently. Shouldn't be a gray area when it comes to doing something right, doing something positive, or being about the community. That's been said. Actually, Puffy been an FBI informant forever. That's what he would say. That's why it's different when it comes to him. Regardless who get hurt, all of a sudden people saying, Puffy, Puffy, Puffy. I think they shouldn't all blame everything on Puffy. The fact is that in the industry knew about it. Everybody in his crew knew about it. Jake knew about it. Everybody knew about it. So don't push away from him now. Like I said before, there was a girl who was an assistant. When I said he beat the shit out of the bitch, how I described how he kicked her, how she said all this stuff happened. And Friday Guard and Jimmy Iovine came and talked to her and said she got to take this money and settle. And Interscope gave her the check. So that's supporting criminal activities from Interscope and Jimmy that he was doing. But now,
yeah, man. So I think it's been a rumor for a long time within the industry, because if I remember correctly, during the interview that now has been removed back then already by Drink Champs, when Kanye went crazy, he also claimed during that interview that Diddy is a fad. That's what he said. Now you have a man that's locked up, Suge Knight. In the past, the hip-hop boogeyman, until he got knocked out, and then he was just a boogie. Times change. Do you think he's a Fed, RJ?
I mean, just because Suge said it doesn't mean that it's true. But there have been a lot of rumors of Diddy that are turning out to be true. So it's not, it wouldn't be a surprise if this one is true. What is very interesting to see is how Suge Knight, who was previously seen as the villain, as you said, is slowly but surely getting on the good graces of people. Because of these stories, he's being more of a likable guy. Probably because his driver's license is suspended.
Let's hope that he keeps it that way. People and don't hang around Suge and cars. You might end up getting popped in the car, or well, the car being on top of your back.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, it's I've checked out the interview that Patrick Bet David did with Suge Knight as well on the PBD podcast. I don't know if that's the first official interview Suge did, but that's the first. Yo, I did an Jill.
He has a podcast.
Pen Productions, but but it's
out of the pen.
Yeah. So it was. So yeah, just I don't know if Suge is telling the truth or not, whether he knows the facts or not. But one thing you can't deny, KaiR, Suge has his ears to the ground. He has his people. He has his connections. And although Suge might be physically not there, might have been physically removed from the game, that doesn't mean that he doesn't know people and has information.
My biggest question is, why do people come up now? Do we always have to wait, or are people just playing Game of Thrones games?
No, you have to wait.
They'll wait till someone starts to fall, and they don't want to, quote unquote, as they say, snitch on the guy who is clearly a fad.
Yeah, I think it's
if you think about it,
it's very yeah.
No, if you think about it, the amount of things that he has on it, amount of problems he has around him, the popping the girl in the face in the early 2000s, people getting popped around him at his studios, friends, people passing away in really not interesting way, but particular ways. All these things around, you gotta ask yourself at a certain point, man, how the heck is this guy the slickest guy ever, or is he getting help from a group?
I think Diddy is not. I think timing is important in everything you do. You need to have leverage in everything you do. It's not wise to go to war if you don't have enough leverage. I think that before Diddy's reputation started to crumble, it was more beneficial for everyone involved to stay quiet than to talk. If you're the only one that's talking, then you're weak, because Diddy can make a call. I mean, he fired, I don't know, did he fire Wendy? Well, I mean, there's been stories that he just called. Yeah, Wendy Willis. So he just called and fired people. So he has a lot of power. But he needed to start to weaken for people to start attacking, just like in war, just like in ancient Rome. The Rome was an empire. It was a power. And you couldn't do anything with Rome until you could. Until Rome slowly but surely started to crumble. More people gained confidence to go out and fight the war against Rome until they basically conquered or defeated the Romans, the barbarians did, well, so-called barbarians did. So it's the same thing. Timing is everything. And I think now, especially claims like FBI informant, that's a big claim to make if you don't have leverage.